like this, I just look like I got married to a couple. Hi everyone! Welcome back to my April TBR. But just before telling you what I want to read in April, we are going through my March TBR and see if I actually read what I plan to read. The answer is no, if you were not expecting this. Tell me if you like this space, because I already filmed one video here and I like the lighting and the behind, but I think we could put this here. Just one more little plant. I actually, look at this, I was so proud. I actually made a little Notion board where we have my book TBR, and this is Rowan and Eileen, which is not really well placed. Okay, on the book too smart now. I just love them. So the first book I wanted to read in March was Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, and I did, and it was a first class read. This book was so great. I just loved this book so much. Then the second book was actually next one in the front of class series, and it was Empire of Storms. I also read it and I almost could not finish it for March, because what I didn't thought of was that Empire of Storm and Tower of Dawn are actually two books that you have to read in tandem. So that means that it just takes a lot more of your time. I finally finished because I got it in February and didn't read it, so I wanted to force myself to finish it in March, and it was Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. A great book, a little crop romance, and there was a lot of lying, but at the same time I was like, it's fine. This book was great, but not as great as the first one. Then I wanted to read some books from my physical TBR, and one of them was The Viscount. Oh. And one of them was The Viscount Who Loved Me by Julia Quinn. I liked this book. It was not as great as the TV show, and I was confused by some physical appearances of some people, especially in Edwina, who is actually blonde with blue eyes. It was still a good book, and Anthony in this is so sweet, especially towards the end. Then I had the ambition to read Bunny by Mona Awad. I still have not opened this book, even a little bit. I want to film a video of it, but at the same time I'm like, is it gonna be enough for a video? I don't know what to do with this book, but I am still very intrigued by how it's gonna be. My best friends really like convinced me at the end of February to try and read a Taylor Jenkins Reid book, so I actually purchased Malibu Rising on my phone, and I was like, it's on my phone, so it's easier for me to just take it out and read it if I'm outside and not have it on my Kindle, which is already full of other books. But I opened this book, but I think I read like 4 pages, and I was like, no, I have not read it. Still on finishing books that are on my physical TBR. I wanted to finish this book, which I am this much in, which is not a lot, and I am actually like annotating this book because I feel like it is a book that needs to be thought of. I also wanted to read City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Motor Instruments. Yeah. I was busy reading other fantasy books, but I just never made it to that one. I also wanted to read Daisy Hates by Jessica. It's not Jessica Hastings. I was sure myself that it was Jessica Hastings. And when I edited my book recommendation video, I realized that it was Jessa Hastings, which is bad for me because I love that book. But Daisy Hates was almost a 5 stars. It was a 4.5. I really liked that book, and I was not expecting it to be this good. The last book I wanted to read in March was House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. So we did the first book in the Cushion City series, and I actually started it and I really love it, but I am filming a video about it and I just have not found the time to pause myself and film myself reading it. I almost did not move and I'm still 30% in. I will be able to read it, I hope, in April, because this book is the first one on my April TBR. This is why Bryce and Hunt are on my Notion picture. I have 2 books that I want to reread in April because I actually want to annotate them, and it is actually the subtle heart of not giving a fuck. It is the French version because it's for my father, and I started it and I'm only on page 36, but I'm really determined to finish it in April. By the way, this is one of my 5-star books and I just would recommend this book to everyone. Another book that actually my best friend just got me it for my birthday, and I'm so excited to have the physical copy of Magnolia Parks. I just also started annotating it for every single one of my best friends who want to read it. Like, I'm gonna give it to Lily, Celine, Camille, just so they can read it. But after reading Daisy Yates in March, I am really excited to just reread this one. Plus, I'm listening to Sarah Cowley's playlist on Spotify about beachy and parks, and oh my god, it just hits different. Then I am still determined to finish Atomic Habits in April. I don't see why I could not. So I'm gonna put it on here and hope that I can get it. Another book I am keeping on my TBR is City of Ashes. I am almost done with a video where I'm reading fantasy books, and I feel like after that I would be totally in the mood to just reach for this book. I want to reread Cinder by Marissa Meyer because I have Scarlet on my Kindle for quite a while now and I would like to read it sometime soon. So I think I'm gonna reread this one and actually read for the first time the end, because I actually never finished this book because I loved it so much that I was waiting to get the second one and I never found the paperback version of it. And the last physical book that I want to read is the second book from Margaret Atwood. I don't know if it's The Testaments in English. What is it called? Yeah, The Testaments. So this is a pretty big book, but I just love the green spine like this. I feel like it is such a pretty book. I am excited to finish the story and see what she ended up thinking about, because this one was published so much later than the first one. The fact that she intended to just publish the first book and never give it a following one, I'm just wondering what she ended up doing with them. So this is all for my actual physical TBR for April, but I still have some books on my Kindle that I would like to read. Obviously, I said House of Blood, the House of Hearth and Blood, but I would also like to read the last book in the Front of Class series, Kingdom of Ash, which I know is gonna break my heart. Then I would love to finish the Cruel Prince series. I still have The Wicked King and The Queen of Nothing to read. And if I think it's a lot of book for now, but if I had to add another one, it would be Scarlet, the second book in the Luna Chronicle, so right after I read Scepter. So yeah, I hope I'm gonna be able to read a bit more book from my TBR this month. I honestly don't know, because it is gonna be a very busy month with studying and everything, but it's still important to take time for ourselves. I hope you had a great time watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, put a thumbs up, that would help me so much grow my channel. Tell me, what is the book you're most looking forward to read right now? We'll see each other very soon. Bye!